Kasha's Bazaar has an unconventional inventory for the discerning geek collector. Comic book-related collectibles, vintage New Orleans items, militaria, and plenty for your mundane friends. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jefferson Highway, the Unflea Market.
Tubby & Coos, Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos, Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos, Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos, Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
The Vaping Tiger at 2812 Athenia Parkway. 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. The Vaping Tiger has handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices. The Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway and vapingtiger.com.
Don't miss the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, November 18th through 20th at the Memphis Hilton. 3 days of gaming, concerts, panels, and an unbelievable exhibitor room. Friday night's party kicks off with our awesome live cartoon. Kids will love the Lego activities, including our Lego Derby. Cosplayers bring your A-game to compete for a $500 prize in our costume contest. The Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, November 18th through 20th. The most action-packed geek convention in the Mid-South. Prices are extremely affordable. Book now at memphiscfc.com.
Resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Broadcasting from the tubbyandcoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
Good afternoon, New Orleans. This is The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Coming to you live from the tubbyandcoos.com studios. This is D Squared with
Brian Held.
How the hell are you, buddy?
I'm great, man.
Are you? Are you really? Don't lie to me.
No, I am.
I don't like it when you lie to me.
I'm
Hurts my
excited
soul.
because I'm going to be at the Baton Rouge Halloween Parade this Saturday.
Yawn. No, what is that?
Well, Baton Rouge is having a Halloween parade downtown, and,
Okay.
and I'm going to be Darth Vader.
Ooh, you're going to scare all the little kiddies?
No, they generally are pretty accepting of Darth Vader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, normally you make small children cry.
I do not.
They weep tears of fear.
No.
No, make the bad man go away. All right, guys, as always, we strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Check out the website at twigradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio and the Instagram's The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, once we're off the air, we're going to take the recording, put it up on Spreaker.com, or you can download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. You can also find us on iTunes, YouTube, and at FoxSportsAM1280.com.
Yes, you can, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Every now and again, I upload it.
Oh, well, it's about time you do your job.
I know. It's few and far between that I do that. So on a programming note, as always, we'll have top nerd news. We'll close out the show with This Week in Geek History. But we fired Skungy.
No, we didn't.
He's gone. He's out of here.
Skungy is very, very busy
Watching
with
the Cubs.
with the House of Shock.
The Cubs.
No, he's doing the House of Shock, man.
And the Cubs.
Oh, okay, sure.
We are Fox Sports. Yeah, no, Skungy's at House of Shock, and he is scaring small children.
Oh, my God, is he?
Oh, my God.
Guys, go see Skungy and his Bordello of Freaks.
His Bordello of Freaks and his anchor tattoo.
Yeah, we went through last weekend on Friday. We had a really good time.
Yes, the Facebook Live video was a winner, and it's not FCC legal, and it's not safe for work. Needless to say, I am a cacophony of cuss words.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Oh, my God. It's horrible.
It was good times. It's not my fault they kept hiding. I mean, there was a gap between the other groups, so every time we walked in a new room, the cast had a chance to hide.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. I'm always in the front. It's just a series of bad life choices I've made.
Well, what do we have in place of Skungy today, Dave?
I'm glad you said that. Nice segue. All right, Sean Patrick Flannery, he gave Brian Held a very hard time at Louisiana Comic Con in Lafayette. He's a firecracker, Brian.
That guy is a trip. I had a good time.
He is high on life.
Yep, apparently.
And I even had to bleep him out during the interview.
Yeah, that's true.
He said a cuss word.
And I told him we were FCC regulated.
He did not care about you and your FCC regulations.
No.
He wipes his butt with your FCC regulations. So, all right, guys, without much further ado, here's our man, Sean Patrick Flannery. It's a pretty good interview.
This is Brian Held with the Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280, and I am at Louisiana Comic Con with Sean Patrick Flannery. How are you, sir?
I'm good, but first of all, I don't know if you're Brian or not. Show me some ID.
I do.
You could just be some random dude coming up going, I'm Brian from WCWJ Jizzle, my schnizzle. I wouldn't know. How do I know?
All right, you
got an iPhone. Give me some fingerprint ID. I don't know.
Did you hear what he said, Dave? I do not have an iPhone. I have an Android, in fact.
Just for you guys out there in Radioville, he's showing me a correctional penitentiary ID. I don't know what to make of this clown, man. I don't know. He's sketched out completely. And now now he's saying he's a correctional officer, and he wants to pat me down. I don't know what that's about, man. He's looking to package check me or something.
All right, just FYI, we are FCC regulated, all right? I'm just going to lay that out now, all right?
Okay, lay it down on me.
What? All right.
I don't know. He said he's I want to hope he's saying he's approved, but it sounded like he's saying he's a prude, which I don't know. Hey, man, that ain't in my alley at all, man. But
so we've been talking about the fact that you are from down south. You're from Lake Charles, right?
I was born in Lake Charles at St. Patrick's Hospital. My dad went to McNeese. My granddaddy was the deputy sheriff of Lake Charles, Louisiana, and he sold boudin on the weekends. And yeah, that's my granddaddy. Holla, holla, yo. And on Louisiana, my granddaddy. I was born on Ernest Street. I'm a local. I got Ken. The other side of my grandparents were from DeRidder, so I'm a boot boy.
No, that's great, and we love having you come and visit us. So, what are you working on right now?
Well, right now I'm doing a film called The Furthest Witness. We're shooting it in Albuquerque, and Jay, the promoter here, a good friend of mine, I guess somebody dropped out, and he called me about 6 days ago and said, "Hey, Sean, you want to come down to Lafayette? I don't know, it's a small town." I'm like, brother, I'm from about 45 minutes from there. If you drive correctly, hour and 15. If you. But 45, as Cole would drive and dropping the hammer like Days of Thunder. And I said, sure, man. Let me show up, Lafayette. Anything called the Cajun Dome, come on. I want to be a part of the Cajun Dome, man.
The Cajun Dome. You'll buy the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
I don't even know what you're talking about, homie, but it sounded good. Is that some, gangster rap? What?
Oh, it's just the commercial.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. You just broke into song for a minute, threw me.
All right. Well, no, not trying to throw you. So, the film, you were talking about Albuquerque, New Mexico?
Yeah, it's called Furthest Witness. It's about a witness relocation program. There's this Chachi that's trying to take a chick to safety, but I'm having no part of it. I'm a mustache twister. I play a bad guy, sick, evil, demented. I'm going to run him down. I'm going to do some damage.
All right, that's fair. Now, you also mentioned a book. What's this book you're working on?
You know, it's funny. It's honestly, it's a love story about something that happened to me when I was a kid and my granddaddy. And the great state of Louisiana and Texas, which is where I'm from. It's called Jane 2. It came out April 5th. And as a matter of fact, I'm on the book tour right now. It ends in Nashville in 2 weeks, the book tour. But like I said, it came out April 5th. It's been a wonderful experience for me. And if anybody cares about Louisiana and a certain time period of greatness, which I like to think, my granddad is one of the most important people in my life, check it out. It's called Jane 2. I'm very proud of it.
So where can folks find out about all your books, your movies, everything that you're in?
Well, the book you can get at Barnes & Noble. You can get it on iTunes. I actually recorded the audio book. You can get it at any place where books are sold. You can get it at, I think it's, obviously Amazon. They'll ship you a book or any bookstore if there are any left. But holy cow, they're dropping like flies. But
True.
Yeah, anywhere. I also have a film called Johnny Frank Garrett's Last Word that just premiered at the San Diego Film Festival. I flew into San Diego for that 2 weekends ago. So that's coming out after the new year. And it's a true story about a dude that killed a nun in Amarillo, Texas in 1981. And he said, it's a true story. It's weird. A lot of times truth is stranger than fiction.
Right.
Well, this guy on his deathbed, he got convicted of lethal injection, and he said, I didn't do it, and anybody that had anything to do with my death is going to pay. Well, they squirted, and he died. They carried out the sentence, and sure enough, all the jury members, weird, low percentage things started to happen to them. But it's a true story, and it's captivating and bizarre. It's one of those that you see, you're like, that didn't really happen. Then you get on Google, and you're like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
So, when is that? When can we see that? Or
what are you trying to say, bro? Come on, spit it out.
Yeah.
But when can we win? Win.
Where do we find out more information about it?
When we find out. You know what? We don't have a release date yet, but because it just did the festival route. We had a screening at the South by Southwest Festival, which is really, really cool and prestigious because that's a very cool film festival. And I was just 2 weekends ago at San Diego. So it'll be out after the new year, but we don't have a specific release date yet.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. Did San Diego Comic Con, did you dress out? Were you in a cosplay?
I went to the San Diego Film Festival.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, not the Comic Con. But I have been to the Comic Con before, and man, that is a different beast altogether. There's 500,000 people every day. This is 1/50th of the size. And I'm in the Cajun Dome right now. Imagine 50 Cajun Domes, like, snuggling up tight for warmth. That's San Diego. It's crazy. And the cosplay, you see some people walking around that look better than they looked in the movie.
Right. Oh, yeah, most definitely.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, having done a lot of cosplay myself, I'm in the 501st or whatever, we have to design our costumes to last 8 hours, right? It's not for just this take, right? It's got to go all day.
I don't know what the 50 purse is, but it sounds like a cop's little fanny pack. What is a 50 purse?
The 501st Legion, it's an international Star Wars fan group. They do a lot of charity functions.
I thought you said the 50 purse, like the 50, like the cops.
No.
They carry it, but it sounded like it sounded like Deputy Sheriff's fanny pack or something. I don't know.
You're killing me, man. All right. Well, hey, look, we appreciate very much you taking the time to talk to us today, and we look forward to seeing more from you very soon.
Thank you, brother. It's an honor and a privilege, and God bless, and thank you for taking the time.
That dude ate your lunch, Brian.
He did, man.
You trying to be all professional and suave and deboner, and he's all like, "For shizzle, my nizzle, drizzle, dizzle."
That guy, he was
Dude,
just.
We asked him for a bump, and we'll probably I'll get that on the show next week at some point. But it's like, okay, look, this is just a little liner. You're gonna say, hey, this is Sean Patrick Flannery. You're listening to the Week in Geek. And he goes on like this 5-minute soliloquy about, how urban people should understand or white people should understand how urban people. Oh, my God, it was just ridiculous. But it was awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, all right, guys. So, look, this is the Week in Geek. When we come back, Brian, do we have another interview?
We do. We have.
Jesus, we should just turn off the mics and just let other people do it. We'll do it.
No, it's a really good interview, and it's important for an event that's happening next weekend. We'll talk about it right after the break.
You just did a tease.
I did.
Good job. All right, we'll be right back.
Oh, hey, Count Dracula. How was your Target run?
Fantastic. I had to wait all day for the sun to go down, but I wasn't going to miss out on this Halloween coupon.
Well, what did you find today, Count?
I got tons of Halloween lights, a Spider-Man costume, and plenty of candy for the trick-or-treaters.
Do you, get trick-or-treaters at your house?
Why, yes. I give out full-size candy bars.
That'll do the trick.
Everyone loves these scary good deals. Get $5 off when you spend $30 on costumes and decorations, or save $2 on bag candy. Just swing by Target to get the coupons. Restrictions may apply.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
On the North Shore, heavy congestion on the I-12 eastbound if you're traveling towards Covington between Highway 1077 and Highway 190. If you're headed on the I-10 through Metairie and Kenner, slow and go in from the CVD between Carrollton and Power. Also heavy I-10 eastbound between the I-310 and Veterans. High-rise delays begin from Elysian Fields. Slow and go on the I-10 Riverbound Expressway between City Park Avenue and the Crescent City Connection. I'm Angie Broldgay. Follow us on Twitter at Total Traffic NO.
While many rose up with violence, he sat down for peace. Mahatma Gandhi reached out with the strength he cultivated within his soul. So, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Bruce Katz in the Fox 8 Weather Center for your Thursday afternoon. We're expecting dry conditions, but going to be warm. Temperature at about 84 degrees. Tonight, lows in the 60s, both north and south. And for your Friday into Halloween weekend, it's going to be dry but warm. High in the mid to upper 80s. Overnight low in the 60s, so it looks like it's going to be a dry upcoming Halloween weekend, although a bit warm. From the Fox 8 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Bruce Katz with your Weather Authority forecast.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America. More than 1 in 3 American kids has lead in their blood. No level of lead is safe. Lead poisoning causes learning disabilities and behavioral disorders. Has your child been tested? Learn more at leadsafeamerica.org.
Burger King presents Breakfast Stories. Today's story, Bob and the 2 for $4 croissant.
So, here's a doozy. I'm eating my 2 croissant for $4, you know? And this lady comes over, making big moon eyes. And I'm like, keep your paws off my other croissant, ma'am.
Great story, Bob. Thick cut bacon and eggs on a flaky croissant. Hey, this is not breakfast. This is a Burger King breakfast. Get 2 croissant sandwiches now for just $4. Only at Burger King. Price and participation vary.
Kosh's Bazaar has an unconventional inventory for the discerning geek collector. Comic book related collectibles, vintage New Orleans items, militaria, and plenty for your mundane friends. Kosh's Bazaar, 5727 Jefferson Highway, the Unflea Market.
Tubby and Coos, Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton, just off Orleans and Carrollton. Books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. Find them on the web at tubbyandcoos.com and sign up for their geekly newsletter. Tubby and Coos, more than books.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you. Don't miss the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, November 18th through 20th at the Memphis Hilton. 3 days of gaming, concerts, panels, and an unbelievable exhibitor room. Friday night's party kicks off with our awesome live cartoon. Kids will love the Lego activities, including our Lego Derby. Cosplayers bring your A-game to compete for a $500 prize in our costume contest. The Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, November 18th through 20th. The most action-packed geek convention in the Mid-South. Prices are extremely affordable. Book now at memphiscfc.com.
This is Kate Mulgrew for the Week in Geek, Fox Sports, 1280 AM.
Just kidding. It's Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, the Major from Ghost in the Shell. Listen, or the Tachikomas are going to get you.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to the Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with D Squared. So we've got this interview that's coming up just in a few minutes, and it's for Brom. Now, if you haven't heard
is that like
of it,
Cher? Has he just got one name?
Well, he was an Army brat, and that's how they referred to him by his last name all the time. So that's how it stuck. But this guy has been
Held.
Right. This guy has been in the fantasy art scene for years. I mean, I talk about it in the interview, so I don't want to go over it again.
Don't spoil it.
But in any case, he is going to be in town next Wednesday, November 2nd, at the Pearl Wine Company, 3700 Orleans Avenue. This is a Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, the Nerd Mecca of New Orleans event. So if you go to their page, tubbyandcoos.com, get a book. You need to pre-purchase a book for the event.
Okay.
And then he'll sign it for you and all that good stuff, and he's going to give a little talk. It's going to be a great time, and he was such a nice guy. So you want to go ahead and roll that interview?
Sure.
This is Brian Held of the Week in Geek radio show on Fox Sports 1280, and I'm joined by Brom, famed artist for many, many years throughout the gaming industry. Brom, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for having me, Brian.
Oh, definitely. So I grew up playing Dungeons & Dragons, and I have seen so much of your work throughout the entire line of TSR, especially Dark Sun. How did you get into all of that illustration for role-playing games?
Oh, so you go way back. You're familiar with Dark Sun.
Oh, yeah.
That's wonderful to hear. I've always been interested in this genre, horror and fantasy. And, back in the late 80s, there weren't very many places that you could do fantasy in-house, and TSR happened to be one of them. So I'd been doing commercial art in Atlanta, and I sent them my portfolio, and they weren't very interested at all. They didn't think my work was cutting it, but I was young and determined, so I actually drove up there myself and did an interview, and they told me, sadly, that out of the 11 people they were considering, I was number 11. Well, I gave up on them, but a couple months later, I got a call from them, and they said, hey, are you still interested? Out of the 11 people, none of them wanted to move to a small town in Wisconsin. So that was my big break. I was number 11, and I got the job.
Wow. It's been such a long ride. It's not just TSR. Done stuff, if I'm not mistaken, for like Wizards of the Coast and Blizzard and a whole plethora of gaming companies, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I feel like I've been fortunate enough to work in almost all aspects of the genre. I've done design work for film and for games, book covers, just about all aspects, and dabbling with writing along the way.
So I have to ask, being so steeped in the art side, are you a gamer yourself?
When I was younger, I played several miniatures games, but I actually never played a role-playing game until after I was working at TSR. To me, it was more literature was more an inspiration for my work. But I will have to say, the first time I played, it was hosted by some of the actual writers at TSR. And what the experience that was, they wanted us artists to know more about what we were painting. So they set us up, and it was a blast.
I would imagine that's an incredible experience from the curators themselves, right?
Yes, it was.
You piqued my interest. What miniature games were you into?
A lot of the early Steve Jackson games, like Ogre and I believe Rivets and Melee. There were several of those little packet games that came out, late 70s, I believe. And then later the Space Hawk. From Games Workshop.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of Warhammer. So
yeah, absolutely. There was a point there at TSR where everybody brought in their boards, and we hooked up like 20 of them together and played this massive game. Unfortunately, about halfway through, we realized the game was very lopsided towards the monsters, and it kind of went downhill fast. But what a fun thing to do.
Yeah, sometimes the good guys don't always win it, right?
That's true.
Yeah. All of this massive artistic career, but you're also a writer. You have several books under your belt, and coming out soon is Lost Gods. So tell me about your writing path.
Well, I always considered myself a storyteller. When I was a child, it was crayons on construction paper. I would draw the pictures and write the story underneath, and then I would staple it together and make my little books. And I'm fortunate enough that I'm doing the same thing as an adult now, except, I use the computer to write, and then I paint in oils. But it still all comes together, and it's a book. But for me, I focused primarily on illustration earlier in my career. And it was probably not until my early 30s that I started to feel a bit creatively stagnant with the illustration, like the work was getting very repetitive, and I wanted a bit more control over what I was doing. So I went back to my storytelling. I dug up some of the stories I'd been working on off and on and finished them up. And that was sort of how I got started. The first two novels I did were more hybrids. They would have an illustration on one side and prose on the other. So the story and the pictures really worked together to tell the story. After my second book, the writer in me wanted to know if I could, make a story that stood on its prose alone. So the first book I wrote was The Child Thief. It was a dark retelling of the Peter Pan myth. And fortunately, it went over very well. So here I am 3 books later, about to launch my latest one, which is Lost Gods.
In Lost Gods, you're definitely taking some ground that we've seen from many different authors about the gods and their place on Earth. So tell me about Lost Gods. Where's the focus here?
Well, in the essence of the story is a young man has to go travel into purgatory to find his grandfather. His grandfather has did some very bad deeds in his life, and he has to confront his grandfather to hopefully fix things in the living world. But I like to tell people kind of what interests me. With stories, there's always a certain thing that I'm interested in that compels me to write them. With Lost Gods, it was two things primarily. One of which is one of my problems I have with so many ghost stories, horror movies, and whatnot is the ghosts will haunt people and kill these people. And what I always wonder what happens is like, well, when the ghost kills these people, don't those people become ghosts? And therefore, wouldn't those ghosts like be very angry at the ghost that killed them and therefore try to kill the ghost that killed them? In other words, what happens after you're killed by an evil spirit? Do you not have the chance at some sort of retribution or whatnot? So that kind of fascinated me. And then the other part of it is I've always had a immense fascination with mythology, and especially mythology in connection with religion. And all these different religions and myths and whatnot have, one of the things they have in common is an underworld and a purgatory of such. So to me, as these gods are kind of fall out of favor on the earth and they end up in this purgatory world, the chaos of them vying for the soul's attention, because to me, again, my own personal mythology is belief is power to these gods. So those two themes is what I played on to create this novel.
No, that sounds fascinating. I'm very excited to see the book. And, of course, your illustrations are throughout this, right?
They are, and it is a novel with about 10 color paintings in the middle and then black and white illustrations throughout. And even though I like the novel to stand on prose alone, I love making a complete vision, bringing all my skills to play here. And it's interesting as a writer and an illustrator. I feel like it's two people working together, and it is what I developed on one aspect in the writing often translates over into the illustration, and then the other way around. I discover things in the illustration that then end up back into the writing.
No, that's fantastic combination, right? You get the best of both worlds. So you're going to be down here in New Orleans on November 2nd at our very own Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, the nerd mecca of New Orleans. You're going to be signing these books?
Most certainly. I will be there, and I'll give a bit of talk about my background and how I got into writing. And I encourage people that show up to come, bearing questions about illustration and writing. I would love to have a conversation about it. Signing not only Lost Gods, but any other books that I have partaken in or created over the years. Would love for you to bring them.
Well, and what a fantastic opportunity for, we're so glad to have you to come down and visit with all your fans down here. So thank you very much.
It's been a long time since I've been to New Orleans, and my wife and I are so looking forward to visiting the city again.
Well, we're glad to have you. Brom, thank you so much for your time. We look forward to you November 2nd, Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. We're going to see you there.
Great. Thanks a bunch, Brian. Hope to see you there.
All right. Thank you.
Brian, you got it wrong. So they're going to be at the Pearl Wine Company over there on Orleans Avenue, right off of Carrollton. So, all right, guys, stay tuned. When we get back, top nerd news.
Traffic conditions starting to look a bit better out there. If you're traveling I-10 through Metairie and Kenner, slow and go between Bonneville and Power. Also heavy I-10 eastbound between Loyola and Veterans. If you're traveling through the high-rise, delays begin from the I-10, I-610 merge, and tight on the Lakebound Expressway between the Crescent City Connection and the Superdome area. I'm Angie Berlier. Follow us on Twitter at Total Traffic NO.
You've got the control. Just type in your favorite artist and iHeartRadio creates custom stations for free. Commercial-free artist stations you control by thumbing songs up or down. iHeartRadio is free. Free to download. Free to use. That's control. Yeah. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. Download and open our iHeartRadio app or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
America must soon make a choice.
Oh, no.
Of what to watch on Thursday nights. Because CBS is making TV great again. That is totally not a political reference.
Good call.
First, TV's #1 comedy, The Big Bang Theory, is on its new night tonight.
A mind-boosting caffeine suppository.
Then Joel McHale takes on millennials in the new series, The Great Indoors.
I am not going to stay shackled to a desk with a bunch of kids who think North Face is a celebrity baby.
There's no debate. CBS Tonight is great.
Janet just saved some money buying a new car, and now she's feeling confident.
Thanks for calling the Laughing Bone.
I'd like to sign up for an improv comedy class.
That's because she used TrueCar to see what others paid for the same car. She then connected with a TrueCar certified dealer and saved $3,500 off MSRP. Yep, Janet is feeling pretty confident.
What's a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
No, it is the sea we love.
Oh, boy.
When you're ready to buy a new or used car, visit TrueCar.com or download the TrueCar app.
This holiday season, give your family a gift they'll never forget. USA Today Network wants to send you on a Disney Cruise Line vacation. Enter to win a 4-night Disney cruise for 4, including round-trip airfare. Every Disney cruise offers fun for kids, adults, and families, both together and apart. Enter now at sweeps.usatoday.com for a chance to win. Deadline to enter is November 18th at 11:59 a.m. Eastern. See official rules on the entry page for details before entering.
It's 3 p.m. School's out for America's kids. And when school's out, clubs are in. It's time to support the Boys and Girls Clubs. Visit greatfutures.org.
Kasha's Bazaar, located at 5727 Justin Highway, across from Red, White, and Blue. Geeky collectibles and more. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Kasha's Bazaar. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Justin Highway, the Unflea Market.
Tubby and Coos, Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton, just off Orleans in Carrollton. Books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. Find them on the web at tubbyandcoos.com and sign up for their geekly newsletter. Tubby and Coos, more than books.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
The Vaping Tiger at 2812 Athenia Parkway. 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. The Vaping Tiger has handcrafted artisan-blended e-juices. The Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway and vapingtiger.com.
Don't miss the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, November 18th through 20th at the Memphis Hilton. 3 days of gaming, concerts, panels, and an unbelievable exhibitor room. Friday night's party kicks off with our awesome live cartoon. Kids will love the Lego activities, including our Lego Derby. Cosplayers bring your A-game to compete for a $500 prize in our costume contest. The Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, November 18th through 20th. The most action-packed geek convention in the Mid-South. Prices are extremely affordable. Book now at memphiscfc.com.
This is The Week in Geek.
Hail to the king, baby.
On Fox Sports 1280.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Broadcasting from the tubbyandcoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
Well, that's just what we call pillow talk, baby.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D-Squared.
We need more bumpers, man.
I know, we do. Get on it, Brian.
All right.
Stop slacking. Oh, wait, that's actually my job, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Whoops.
It is.
All right, Brian. So, look, we got to do a little bit of top nerd news, don't we? And then what do we close the show, as always,
with This Week in Geek History.
Yeah, I'm just stalling now. Here we go.
And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world. Brought to you by Kasha's Bazaar. Find them at 5727 Jefferson Highway. And now, our top nerd news stories.
All right, Brian, what's topping us off today, man?
Well, you probably can speak more to this one, but, man, parents groups have been slamming the Walking Dead premiere for this season. And there's a lot, I see a lot of folks on Facebook who are just kind of losing their minds, saying that, you know, it was too over the top, or they're just done with the show. I mean, you watched it. What's your take on it?
I think people are a bunch of little sissies.
Really?
Hey, yeah. I mean, you know, look, it's already TVMA. What do you want, TVX? You know, I mean, it's not on cable. It's not HBO, so you're not seeing the boobs. You're not seeing cuss words. I mean, though it's a zombie apocalypse, and they can't even drop F-bombs. What kind of apocalypse is that? Not the kind of apocalypse I want to be in. So, just saying.
I think you bring up a good point, and I saw this where somebody, it was either an article or a posting where somebody was like, I think that there should be another rating if this is where they're going. And it's like, doesn't MA kind of encompass?
Pretty much says it all right there. You know, if you're letting your 10 or 12-year-old watch it, well, then, hey, you know what? Deal with your repercussions. You made the choice, you know, but yet again, oh, no, I just need someone else to tell me how to raise my kid. No, go away.
That's the same folks that took their kids to Deadpool.
Right. And I didn't do that. So shockingly enough.
So it's not just this aspect, though, right? There's the other aspect that people are talking about where they're just tired of the show, right? It's
people are stupid yet again. All right, so the same thing they're complaining about is the same thing they loved about the show. It's like, oh, this show's great. You never know which main character might die. It sets them apart. And then it's like, oh my God, you killed my favorite character. I'm never watching it again.
Well, yeah,
it's like an abused relationship. You know, I mean, look, just go back to him. He's going to hit you, but just go back to him.
Yeah, but hasn't
I like it.
A main character hasn't died for a an
Yeah, but that's an original cast member from episode 1. You know, I mean, and so they kill people left and right. It's just that they killed 2 fan favorites. They killed 2 fan favorites that people adore, they love. Yeah, but and now they're dead.
But that's not the argument that I'm seeing, right? It's part of the reason why I haven't watched past season 2.
Okay,
and I read the first 3 graphic novels.
Okay,
and while I appreciate what I saw and what I read, I'm like, I have better things to spend my time on. So it wasn't that I hated it. It's just that it's been said of the author that he takes his characters, runs them up a tree, and sets the tree on fire.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome.
And so if there's no possibility of hope, if it's a completely hopeless situation, I get that it's a zombie apocalypse, right?
Right.
But if they can't ever catch a break, it's so wearying on my psyche. It's just it's enough to get through the day.
People are whining that they're like, oh, well, I can see the plot from a mile away. A, no, you can't shut your face. But B, they're saying, oh, it's just on this constant cycle where each season they meet a foe, they get thrashed by said foe, and then they spend the rest of the season trying to get back at said foe, and then they do, and then hooray, we all live happily ever after, and then they move on to the next Sunshine Rosa thing, and then something bad shows up, and they got to kill them, and then they get killed, and blah, blah, blah. And people are saying that that's the pattern, that they were in the prison and the governor showed up. Then they were at the terminus and they tried to eat them. They were in at the farm and then the barn burnt down. And yes, it's a bit of a cycle, but the thing is that it's not just a cycle. It's them surviving and making it through it. The author, Robert Kirkman, has already said that he wants to end it on a high note.
Okay.
I mean, it's there, but you've got to wade through the muck and the mire, and people having just little hissy fits about, oh, they killed my favorite character. I'm never watching it. The same thing was said about Game of Thrones. Everybody's like, oh, that scene was just too rapey and too murdery for me, so I'm not going to watch it anymore. But they come back. They always come back.
All right. That's okay. Well, moving on to happier notes.
No, I want to stay angry.
So, did you see the announcement about Sherlock Season 4? Yes.
No, I did not.
There's a new trailer out, and the premiere date is January 1st, 2017. So, a great New Year surprise.
Okay, 2 months away. All right.
Yeah.
I keep hearing 2017. I just can't add.
But no, I mean, the trailer looks great, man. I'm super excited. I love Sherlock. In fact,
who's it? It's what's his name?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's in it. And you haven't watched any of it, have you?
No.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's only like 9 episodes to catch up on.
Isn't each episode like an hour and a half or 2 hours?
Yeah, each episode's 90 minutes. There's 3 episodes per season, but you only got 9 of them. You
can do that in
a weekend.
That's nothing. Yeah, I'll watch it during the next show. You talk during the show, and I'll just watch Sherlock. All right, so and then I'll come to the studio in my Uber self-driving car.
Well,
with beer.
You mean
lots of beer?
The Uber self-driving big rig?
Yes, that one. What is its name? It's got a name.
It's Otto.
Otto.
Right. So Otto is a right. Otto's the company that was purchased by Uber, and they have this autonomous beer truck that made a delivery from Fort Collins all the way to Colorado Springs, delivering 51,744 Budweisers.
How does this fly under the radar and we're not seeing more stuff about it on the internet?
What do you mean?
the majority of things moved around in this country are moved via truck drivers.
Right.
So if they make truck drivers obsolete,
truck drivers are concerned. The entire industry is concerned about this. However, at the moment, what it appears is that you can't. There's still a driver in the truck, right?
Okay.
Okay. The driver still has to get out of the parking lot, meander through the surface streets in order to get to the interstate, then engages the auto drive, right? And in this instance, there was a police officer behind him the entire time at an early morning run when there was no traffic, right? And then, once you get near your destination, the
driver takes over again.
He gets out of the sleeper cab and takes over. So
you get to sleep?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's in the back of the sleeper cab chilling out.
And if you die in a fiery car accident, you can always say, I died in my sleep. Thank God.
Right.
I burnt to death, but I was sleeping the whole time.
But the industry is saying that it would still require a human presence to monitor the whole deal, right? The driver has to engage the auto drive feature, right? It just you can't just send it off. And
once that happens, then they should really be concerned.
Well, that's when our robot overlords take over the world, and
you're going to suck up to them, I know. All right, so we're getting ready for a break, Brian. Is there anything else we want to really touch on before we head on to the next one?
I was impressed to see professional video game players making 7 figures on League of Legends.
I thought we discussed this already. They did an HBO special with, I can't remember the dude's name. I won't remember it off the top of my head.
Well, there's a little series. I watched the first leg of it called League of Millions. Okay. And, these guys are making mad cash.
Well, you know where they make the bulk of their cash? Sitting at home, though.
Yeah, Twitch casting.
Yeah. And then they do these little I don't know, like a class where they sit there and people just log in and they pay for the privilege to log in and they watch him play and he'd say, this is how I do X, Y, Z, and people just fork over their hard-earned cash.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1.
Have you played it yet?
Yes.
You like it?
I'll tell you all about it when we get back on the other side of this break. All right, guys, when we get back, we'll do Top Nerd News, talk about Battlefield 1. So stay tuned. This is The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts. AutoZone presents the oil change. Regular oil changes protect your engine from wear and tear, helping your car roll well beyond the 100,000-mile mark. And right now, get a 5-quart jug of Castrol conventional motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $23.99. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 5,000 locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner, so you can fix your car with confidence. Hoods up, America.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions and details in store.
America must soon make a choice.
Oh, no.
Of what to watch on Thursday nights. Because CBS is making TV great again. That is totally not a political reference.
Good call.
First, TV's #1 comedy, The Big Bang Theory, is on its new night tonight.
A mind-boosting caffeine suppository.
Then Joel McHale takes on millennials in the new series, The Great Indoors.
I am not going to stay shackled to a desk with a bunch of kids who think North Face is a celebrity baby.
There's no debate. CBS Tonight is great.
Carl just used TrueCar to buy a used car in Philadelphia, and now he's feeling confident.
That building is where George Washington wrote the Constitution. Oh, there's the Liberty Bell, cracked when Benjamin Franklin rang it too hard. What?
He's so confident because he was able to get all the pricing information he needed from TrueCar. Carl then worked with a TrueCar certified dealer and received a nice discount off the list price.
Oh, look, the stadium where the Eagles play. World champs. Oh, boy.
When you're ready to buy a new or used car, visit TrueCar.com or download the TrueCar app.
Kasha's Bazaar, located at 5727 Justin Highway, across from Red, White, and Blue. Geeky collectibles and more. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Kasha's Bazaar. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Justin Highway, the Unflea Market.
Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
The Vaping Tiger at 2812 Athenia Parkway. 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. The Vaping Tiger has handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices. The Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway and vapingtiger.com.
Don't miss the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention November 18th through 20th at the Memphis Hilton. 3 days of gaming, concerts, panels, and an unbelievable exhibitor room. Friday night's party kicks off with our awesome live cartoon. Kids will love the Lego activities, including our Lego Derby. Cosplayers bring your A-game to compete for a $500 prize in our costume contest. The Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, November 18th through 20th. The most action-packed geek convention in the Mid-South. Prices are extremely affordable. Book now at memphiscfc.com.
Final round.
This is the Week in Geek.
Excellent.
On Fox Sports 1280.
Outstanding.
Broadcasting from the TubbyandCoos.com studios.
Fight!
Here's David and Brian.
Finish him!
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to the Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D Squared.
See, I waited on that one. I remembered.
Yeah, I'm finally. Only been playing it for like 2 years.
So Battlefield 1, quick, tell us about it.
Battlefield 1, oh my gosh. All right, so it's in the opening credits, they tell you were not expected to survive. Okay. And every time you die, they give you a name and your birth date. You're like born in 1891, died 1914.
Wow.
Yeah, it's brutal, man. But so far, I think it's worth the money that I paid because, I mean, there's 6 different little storylines that you can play, and you can choose if you want to go fight in the tanks or the trenches or the air or Lawrence of Arabia.
Have you seen the Disco Inferno yet?
No. Pray tell, what is that?
Apparently there's a bug in the game with these Zeppelins, and when you blow them up, it turns into this crazy disco tornado inferno thing. Yeah.
All right, note to self, blow up Zeppelin. But yeah, no, it's fun. I haven't stuck my toe in the water of multiplayer yet.
Okay.
But, I mean, I'm still trying to get used to everything.
Yeah, no, you probably should stay out of it.
It's going to be fun. You shut up.
Those 12-year-olds are going to own you.
63 people for me to despise and loathe. Mm-hmm. All right, you ready to do, what are we doing now?
This week. Oh, hey, do you want to talk about the book of the month real quick again?
Read a book.
So our book of the month is Meet Me in Atlantis, across 3 continents in search of the legendary sunken city by Mark Adams. Talked about it at the beginning of the month. It's a really great book. It's this guy travels all over the world to discover what people have found about Atlantis. A little bit of conspiracy theory going on in there, a little bit of wackiness.
But look, every time I'm on the beach, this here pebble rolls up, and it looks like it done come from Atlantis, y'all. I'm just telling you now, this is an Atlantis pebble right here.
So
get her done.
The guy does a really good job. He writes really well. It's very humorous. So I enjoyed it a lot. Go to Tubby and Coos. Get a 10% discount.
Only at Tubby and Coos.
For if you get this book through them, yes.
Yeah. All right.
This week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
This week in Geek History is brought to you by Five Stones Media. Find them on the net at fivestonesmedia.com. This week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Dun-na-na, dun-na-na. All right, Brian.
All right.
Let's learn something.
Out of the gate. October 24th, 1997. All right, you got to guess it. Starring Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman, Jude Law, Lauren Dean, Ernest Borgnine, Gore Vidal, and Alan Arkin. It's...
Oh, my God. Is it Gattaca?
Gattaca.
Damn!
There you go.
Boom! I am the greatest. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, and just for folks listening out there, Dave does not look at this section of the show notes. He has no idea what's on here.
I didn't know Ernest Borgnine was in it.
He
really?
was,
I don't remember.
He was one of the
Hawke and Jude Law is what kind of tipped me off.
No, Ernest Borgnine is one of the janitorial staff in the place. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
He said Uma. My first thought was Pulp Fiction.
Oh, right. So no, I love that movie. It's a great movie.
It was. It was actually a well thought out movie.
Mm-hmm. No.
All right. What's next?
Let's see. October 26, 1984. Following 2 different miniseries, it's the first episode of V, the series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember running home to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the 80s, you know, it's like, what was the date? What was the year?
84.
You would have, the same year as the World's Fair.
There you go.
Yeah. There was no such thing as Hulu or Cox on Demand. If you missed it, so sorry.
Oh, you young whippersnappers.
In our day, we didn't even have VCRs. We had the Betamax.
Oh, no, actually, my uncle had a VCR with the corded remote. Remember those?
Oh, man, you must be rich. You probably live by that Atlantis with the pebble, man. Be careful, this is an Atlantis pebble. What's next?
October 27th, 2009. It's very sad, Dave. Yahoo pulls the plug on nearly 38 million user-built websites on GeoCities.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
GeoCities. I don't remember.
You don't remember all the websites for GeoCities? I mean, it was this whole, a user platform. You could go build your own website, a free website. And my buddy John used to always get so put out, he's like, look, I can't stand the sites with the spinning, burning skulls.
Yeah, weren't
and
they
the
really
music.
cheesy? Yeah.
They were horrible.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. The spinning, burning skulls. As soon as you said that, I was like, light bulb.
Right.
Yeah.
It was, but I mean, it was, it's nostalgic at this point.
Yeah, well,
right?
they had to put those things out of their misery.
Yeah, well.
Pull the plug.
All right, I got another movie. You
Bye,
ready?
Grandma. What's next?
October 28th, 1994. Starring Kirk Russell, James Spader, Mealy.
Stargate.
There you go. Yeah.
I said, wait, when you said Kurt Russell, I was waiting to say Big Trouble in Little China.
I think that was a little earlier than 94.
Really, I don't listen to the dates. I just listen to the actors.
Right.
And I mean, it narrows down the search in my mind because it's always going to be something nerdy.
Yeah. No, but
Stargate was really, really good movie.
Oh yeah,
I enjoyed that one, and it's the movie that launched the 1,000 series. I mean, they had what Stargate Atlantis, Stargate.
Well, it was SG-1 Atlantis, and I can't remember the other one. It's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
That was good.
They had a bunch of movies, little spin-off movies that were really good too.
Yeah. All
right, what's next?
October 29th, 1969. The first message is sent over ARPANET at 10:30 p.m., and it was LO, is sent before crashing the system. So it meant they were trying to type out the word login, right? It was the very first message for the precursor to the Internet. And they got the letters LO out, and just the whole system crashed. But
poor guys.
Yeah, it utilized TCP/IP, which is still in use today in the Internet.
I use TP all the time. TP. Okay.
Yeah. So no, this is cool stuff.
Yay! Oh, you know what I'm going to start watching soon, Brian?
What's that?
The It Crowd.
The It Crowd. Oh, yeah. The
Wait,
IT
apparently
crowd.
It's on Netflix.
It is,
yes.
dude. You need to catch up on that.
I can finally watch The It Crowd.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
It's an ID10T problem.
Yes.
I have those constantly.
Yes, you do.
My life is that.
All right, last thing on my list is October 30th, 1938. Orson Welles broadcasts The War of the Worlds, scaring some who missed the disclaimers at the beginning.
Look out, man, that pebble from Atlantis, and it's from Mars, and it's going to eat us all. Get your gun, Grandpa. They did a couple of movies that were based on that were really funny. It wasn't not Mars Attacks. There was like Spaced Invaders.
Yes.
Spaced Invaders. It was so funny because at the end of the movie, they got a bunch of hillbillies in the back of a truck going, this way, we're going to get me some aliens. Wearing like the little civilian patrol helmets on there.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. You ready for some birthdays?
Yes, I am.
I forgot to tell you to pull up the audio for this. On the 21st I'm sorry, 24th, John Cassier.
John Cassier.
The voice of the Crypt Keeper. He did one of our rejoinders. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So happy birthday to him. On the 26th, Carrie Elways.
Oh, yeah, the Captain.
The Dread Pirate Roberts. Yeah. On the 27th, John Cleese.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, which one of the Monty Python guys died recently? Didn't we just lose one?
I don't know. There's a few of them dead at this point. They're all getting
bastards.
there. Yeah, I know. 2016 has been brutal.
It has, man.
Yeah.
It's just don't go out. Don't
Yeah.
go out anywhere. Don't be famous.
What are you saying?
You need to stop what you're doing, local celebrity Brian L. Just stick with local. Next year, go regional.
Okay.
Because you might die.
On the 28th, Matt Smith. Doctor Who. There you go.
He's got a big giant forehead.
Yeah. On the 29th, Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recent star of Stranger Things.
Yeah, she's looking a little haggard nowadays.
Yeah, no, but she was fun. She did a great job, man.
I'm not talking about her acting skills.
On the 30th, Henry Winkler.
Oh, my God. I just saw him in a movie yesterday. Here Comes the Boom with Kevin. I can't remember is the other guy's name, but he's done so much stuff with Adam Sandler. You know, I mean, he is just like, he's like kind of like the token old guy now.
Yeah, well.
It's good stuff.
But he's
all right, Brian, so what's going on next week's show? We're almost out of time.
Peyton Weiss from Stranger Things is going to be our in-studio guest. Yes. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. He's going to be in here hanging out with us. And so, guys, tune in for that.
All right, as always, we strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek, the website, Twig Radio, Twitter @Twig Radio, and the Instagram is The Week in Geek. All right, Brian, till next time, keep your nerd flags raised high.
GFL.
We are Fox Sports 1280 WODT New Orleans, an iHeart radio station.